All right, so we're here interviewing Ray from Thrown into Exile. Ray, we have a few questions. How did you get started into music?
Well, I was really mad at my dad, and I needed a way to piss everyone off, and found a guitar at my friend's house, and then got a guitar at a flea market, and tried to learn. Really, AC/DC was the only thing I wanted to do, but then Dad always had music going on, so being exposed to a lot of things, I just kind of eventually took up everything that I could. Or Moody was a lot is a lot better, and so we've always kind of had a friendly tug of war kind of competition vibe going on between us. So definitely vibed off a lot there. But as far as professionals, as far as inspirations, definitely in the metal genre, I'd have to say Chuck Schuldiner, Dimebag Darrell, Randy Rhoads, Zach Wild, Pat O'Brien from Cannibal Corpse, and Vogue from Decapitated. But as far as other players, like, you know, um, very much in the blues. So I mean, Buddy Guy, Stevie Ray, Rory Gallagher, um, Gary Moore, Mark Knopfler from the Dire Straits, and uh, yeah. As far as inspiration, it's really it's just anybody really. I mean, I just love playing. I love hearing people play, and you know, I'm always inspired by just about everything really.
All right, so how do you compose your music and where do you normally do it?
Wherever I am, really. I travel. I have traveled a lot. The music that I have written that's online, I wrote that over the course of many years in many different places. So I mean, just really around my hometown, like Sacramento is where I was born, and then spent a lot of time in Dixon, and then lived in the Bay Area for a bit, then lived in Los Angeles for a bit, still live there, just go back and forth. How I do it is I kind of just go, and I set up a little recorder, and I just play nothing and everything, and I just play whatever I feel at the time, and then I listen back, and um, if anything makes sense, I'll try and relearn what I did, and then it's kind of like a puzzle at that point. I'll try and put everything together and make it flow and make it make sense and make it so that it says something without saying anything.
All right. Are you doing music as a hobby or are you doing music professionally?
I guess you could say it's a professional thing now since I've been very lucky to have gotten the huge opportunity to be in a label-based signed band. I um, I can't really say it's ever been just a hobby. I mean, I don't think that it's ever just been something that I just did when I kind of just got bored or whatnot. It's always been very much a way of living, a way of, you know, kind of centering everything that goes on. I think more of a hobby would be like, you know, playing pool, just kind of when I'm not focused on music and everything. I think music definitely is something that it just is. It's not anything that, you know, it's a minor thing. It's very much a major thing, and you know, I can, you know, definitely say that, you know, I'm very happy to say that it is a job now. I mean, it very much is something that, you know, I not only just want to do, I mean, I have to do, and I'm very proud to say that.
All right. So what are your struggles as a musician?
Well, I will definitely say that it's very hard for me to balance a relationship with music and a woman. That's never really been an easy feat. And now kind of just dedicated myself to music, just period. Struggles would be, I guess, if there was any, which, I mean, if there was any struggles, I mean, I wouldn't really see it as that. It's just, you know, you take the good and the bad, and I mean, if there is a struggle, I don't really see it as such. It's just something that goes along with the territory. But if I had to name a struggle, I would say probably just loneliness from, you know, because it is kind of a solitary thing, and you know, you do have to sacrifice a lot if you want to, you know, prosper, and you have to have a lot of discipline. So, you know, that kind of means, you know, you have to resist temptation in many different ways, and sometimes it's easy, and then sometimes, you know, it's harder than others at times. But I wouldn't really say that there is too many struggles, and if there is, then it's something that can easily be just kind of brushed off.
How do you get your music out into the world?
Well, when I was starting, I just played at coffee shops. So I just, whether it was playing at school, whether it was playing on the streets, social media wasn't a huge thing yet. I wasn't really too into it, so it was really just something that you had to do. I think there's a word for it called busking, where, you know, people do it just on the streets for tips and whatnot, and I did it at a coffee shop for tips, and I would play for 5 hours straight at a time. And when I got older, social media definitely became a factor, and you know, doing my best to gain followers, and SoundCloud has definitely really helped, as well as the many people who have, you know, supported me just by word of mouth, who carry my name and carry the music around with them, and playing out, just going from city to city to city, all over, wherever we can, definitely plays a role in it. I think mostly that plays a role, is just playing out. You have to play out wherever you can, because social media only does so much.
Do you gig often?
We haven't been gigging as much, just because we are finishing up with the record, but once the record does drop, then yeah, we're going to be gigging a lot.
So, which was your most favorite gig, and why?
It would be a toss-up between two of them. I think the first favorite gig was the first one I ever did in my high school, where we smashed a bunch of things on stage, and almost didn't walk for graduation, and almost got suspended. And we were animals. I painted my face, and my friend drew an inverted cross on his neck just to be a dick. And I think my favorite professional one would have to be when we opened up for Sepultura, because they've been a huge influence on me since I first got into the heavier metal scene, and so it was very, very much an honor to not only meet them, but I mean just watch them play and then hang out with them and open for them. So I think that would probably be one of my favorites.
So, what are your future plans?
Future plans would be, I would like to become as well-rounded as I can, and I would like to be able to play every type of music and blend different types of music and play a variety of different instruments, and it's definitely not something that I'm just going to do for a few years and then hang up and do something else. I mean, I'll definitely do other things with life, but I mean, the main thing will always be music, and anything that I do on the outside will reflect that and support that. As far as bands, I mean, I'm very happy with the band I'm with now, and I see myself being in that for a very long time. And that would really be it. I mean, I'd hope to get into audio producing if I can, and just do anything I can to be involved in around music. And I think first and foremost, being a teacher. I think that's one thing that I've always really wanted to accomplish, is just get all the education I can and then apply it to teaching, so that way I can spread knowledge and spread happiness, and show people that it is possible to accomplish music and accomplish something that many people don't think that they can do. I want to prove them wrong.
Do you have any advice for musicians on how to start, how to get their foot in the door?
It really depends on what you want to do with it, but I would say if you want to just kind of be one of those guys who just sits around a campfire and strums every now and then, I would say get a chord book. And that's not to say anything negative on people who do that. I mean, that's perfectly fine. If you want to really take it to the ether and go all the way with it, I would definitely say get a metronome. I would definitely say learn all the notes on the guitar and memorize them. I would definitely say, as for advice, I mean, don't listen to people when people tell you you suck, because I'm definitely all for being an individual, and I don't think that people should just automatically go by the book. I mean, I definitely think that people should figure out what's unique about their playing and just elaborate on that. I don't think that there is a right or wrong way to do anything. And I think that's the beauty of music in itself, is that there is no rules and there is no boundaries. I mean, there's certain guidelines that you can abide by, and like music theory and stuff like that, and certainly dabble into that as well. But overall, I would say just very much support fellow musicians, and don't talk mess on anybody. Everyone has a voice. Everyone has an opinion. You have to be thick-skinned enough to know that not everyone's going to like what you do, and there are people who are going to say negative things. But ultimately, don't limit yourself to please your audience, and stay true to what you think is right and be an individual.
All right, Raymond Sanchez from Thrown into Exile. Thank you for your time.
Yes, ma'am.